is the daily chart is in a wicked EP. Look at the gap between that R2 and R1. And it appears that the GPS topped out, which suggests the daily upper energy band has the potential to hold. And if that's the case, we're going to see that on the lower time periods, just like, picking a line, any line, this energy band is a line. So we'll look at that daily energy band drawn on the higher chart, focus chart in a moment. But we'll note also that we're in the weekly upper energy band. And just a little bit higher up here is the weekly X resistance, the R1. So we're noting all that good stuff. Now, I mean, you could go in and just sell it and say, 78's going to hold, right? This 299 line has to be weak. Trade chart would have to come in with a lot of red and take it out. The numbers would confirm or deny what you're thinking. That. So when you see a low number on the focus chart refresh, you're going to have to rely on the higher chart refresh, wherever that is, And the higher chart's about 64%. It's not like it's thousands or over 100 or anything, but it's holding something, If so, here in higher chart support, focus chart, lower energy band, this trade chart picks it up, then you might, get a little pop up, which is starting to appear like we're going to. So 155 holds support with a wall. Still got a little refresh there. This is a higher chart refresh buy opportunity. Okay, so let's say you went in here, okay, on the higher chart support, say right in through here. What needs to take place? Well, we need to see this red stuff stop, and we need to see this wall down here hold. Okay. I don't like the fact that we're only holding 66% on the higher chart. I wish we had a little more on that. Now on the focus chart, this line right here is the daily bottom of its upper energy band. It's also the higher chart refresh. So, we got to get above this thing really quickly, don't we? So that's, 375. We got to get above 375 really quickly, or else this is going to be a problem. That's why I preferred the fade, if anything. But this is a higher chart refresh. We'll see what comes out of it. See if we can get back above 375. Maybe up to 5.5. I don't know. We'll see. Well, we're not really getting a lot coming in here. Zeros on the focus, 67% on the higher. Daily's got, termination in this upper energy band. So that's what the GPS says on the daily. I'd rather be short than anything. So the aggressive short, yeah, if you're short, you got to monitor this, and this area here, has to be down. But if you're long, you want that to break, right? So we're just saying the only setup we've got is this higher chart refresh. So you're in from, say, 3.5, you're up through in this area here. You're probably going to want to do some kind of scaling out of something, are we going to get back above this daily axe resistance? That's the other thing, right? But that's the only setup we've got, right? Here in the room now, kind of thing. So we're going to monitor the higher chart refresh, which coincides with the 4 breakage of the focus chart wall. See if we take out 78, hopefully 75 shortly. a couple points there anyway. I don't think you would have got hurt. Okay, so look at the trade chart. Still over 100% on the refresh. We're popping. We haven't been back to it yet. GPS showing some weakness for its upper energy band. So if you're long, you'd want that to be up. So unless when we come back down here to here, where there's 102%, unless we don't catch a refresh here, we could roll over, right? We could. But you would have had gotten something, you know what I mean? So you could have gotten risk-free, or you could be holding, a break even at 3.5. You could be more aggressive. You could move it up to 4. So at least you got a couple ticks on any runners. That's the deal here. This is critical. We're dealing with daily axe resistance. So are we going to take it out? Focus chart refresh doesn't look good, right? When we get back below 3 3/4, that's going to be very good for the bears, but not very good for the bulls. Like I can take this ellipse off here now. Okay, so where are we? Down at the bottom of area 3 on the focus chart. And a little deeper into the higher chart support. It's not for another 13,000 ticks that we're going to get new support on the higher chart, which is slightly shifting down. It's not huge, but so far it's one little bugger, eh? Not really pushing up much out of that focus chart. No trade chart C wave. Not yet. But it's trying to push down. It's not really pushing down either on the trade chart. So I think it might get a C wave here up. She can go quite a ways, before we're going to get an exhaust on that trade chart, unless it's some kind of an EP vortex. And then we're going to be fading back into the daily energy. I mean, if you're leaning on 9, you want to be in at 8 or better, but I just don't like it. They can move it around here a lot. I like the exhaust breakage with the wall. Dot's gotten a little strong, but the trade chart hasn't. I don't know. The trade chart, I don't like it. So there's a lot of strong energy supposedly now. I'm going to push on up in this refresh. Now, if that doesn't work, yeah, this could flush back down to 65, depending upon what 66 does. But that's enough energy to pop this thing. So, yeah, so there's the popping. So we might get an EP vortex. Let's see. Got a strong dotting, so could be a retest the high with a close that's 9, be an EP vortex to fade back with in about 260 ticks. Be an aggressive entry. Now we're putting in a new high here. I'm going to try it anyway, so I'm in. Let's see what happens. I'll step aside if I don't get a nice follow through. Okay, that's a good follow through. Now this has got a break here. So I was able to get in half decent, so I can get myself a little something there. But this 69 needs to hold now. You can see we've got weakness on the GPS, but the trade chart's just been an EP vortex, so there's still a lot of energy on the trade chart. We really do need the hold here. Target 65. So definitely, if you haven't taken something, you gotta do something. Or at least adjust your stop to maybe half the risk or something. We need to get this party started, right? Gonna refrain from the song today. Maybe we'll play it later if it gets to 65. Okay, it's looking a little better, isn't it? Now we got to lose that focus chart C wave up, which means we got to break 6 3/4 and then down to 5 6. A lot of energy on the trade chart anyway that can help. Focus chart's lost its push up. That's what it says. So daily says it's got energy sitting there at 65 3/4, I guess it is. So we'll see. We're holding right there, eh? I don't know. I get a feeling we're gonna tank a little bit here today, but I could be wrong. Well, there's your fulfillment of 5. Okay, so looks like it's pulling a little bit of a tank here. Gotta like that. Gotta like that. Textbook, somebody said. Textbook. Gotta love that. When they say textbook, I love that. Bread and butter. Anyway, I'm good. I got what I needed. Now I'll just see if I can get more. I don't really give a shit, I'm gonna play my song. I don't care. Yeah, when I look at this thing, I say to myself, is the daily chart energy, is it pushing down? And with a 7% in the refresh, yeah, I don't see a problem really to get down to 56 on the way to 52, maybe, So if that's going to be the case, yeah, this daily axe support, higher chart axe support at 363 needs to break, and we need to lose the daily C wave up. So that all ties in with the higher chart refresh trend trade down. So that's all I can see. I'm a bearish boy right here. Let's see. Here we go. Dow's open off a little red. Okay, there it is, an EP. So that's an exhaust right there. for a 4.5, 4.75 entry, right? It's an exhaust. Obviously, it's got a hold. Well, it's still got a lot of energy on it, 140, 126%, but it's got a hold. And that's all we've got here is in this area. It's a modernized. Now at least the focus chart seems to be giving us a little love, right? So let's play the song, see if it works out. I'm gonna be staying in here. I'm looking for 56. We can take out 2 and 3, right? So let's see. Okay, looks like we're getting some love there. See if we can crack now. Keep getting zeros on the GPS on the trade chart. What does it mean? Well, it means the upper energy band is going to hold. It's going to hold. I don't want to get out. Somebody chimed in. He says his tree is up, outside lights are on, and he thought the guy in the picture was very handsome. Well, it's trying to push up, isn't it? But it hasn't been able to take out that wall. And that was with 365% it put in that wall, right? With the GPS zero and everything else. So I'm expecting 62 to hold. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Somebody said that was funny. Well, we got to have fun, Today could be our last day. You never know. Today's the day, right? What do they say? Today's the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. GPS, yeah. I didn't put it in the daily, but I put it in the weekly GPS. See, it's down here. Flush down to 52. See that? Flush down to 52. That's 52 approximately. Weekly support, this purple line in this area here. So that's what the weekly's trying to do, right? So made a lot of sense if you're a swing trader, right, with zero GPS, that energy band on an EP is going to hold, because everything's set up intraday as well. So anyway, just another piece of the puzzle, right? Essentially, though, when we look at this daily chart, you'll notice that this area here, the daily refresh, has 425% on that. Excuse me, and it's red. So that means this area is down. So if that area is down, when we look at our relationship or structure, it seems like the weekly and the daily have a little bit of a fight going on, the way I see it. So how are we going to deal with that? Well, excuse me, if we look at this higher chart here, this is a 50,000 tick. I've drawn the daily refresh in red here. So that's said to have been down. So I can see, if you were up earlier and you could make a case for selling 64 because that area is supposed to be down, right? And you can see the numbers at the very top starting to get weaker and a down red arrow. So, if you're leaning on, we'll say 4 to 5, you'd want to be in at probably 3.5 or better. So we'll go in here. So we're looking at 1 as a minimum here. But I want to talk right off the bat here about the daily chart. Yesterday we were talking about how it was pushing down, with 373%, and the weekly energy was pushing up. So that's kind of why we went sideways. But you can see that when we closed yesterday here on the daily chart, we opened up. Well, it's live, right? So we were trading with a live, and even when we closed, we had a very small red number, around 100%. So that was saying that the energy pushing down here in the daily was losing its push down. Okay, the bottom number here relates to the refresh area. Okay, we haven't returned to the refresh. So this is an EP diamond, not an EP vortex. So here we are. We're down into this 64, 65 area. You can see we're not holding a wall down here. We are not. So we would not want to be doing anything yet. So this 4 1/4 here in the refresh is pretty significant. So there's an vortex anyway. We got 120. I think if you're going to do anything, you're going to be possibly faced with a buy down and through here. Let's just see here. So you can see we're getting close here. Okay, so we got a wall down here. We got an opportunity. So if you went in here at, say, 4 1/4, and what we need to do is we need to get back on up at least to 6 1/2. This needs to shoot up here with the refresh. If we keep popping with R2s that are higher without a wall, that's bullish. Okay. So as long as we just follow the numbers here, 386% is a lot of energy to the upside. I mean, we could, if this thing really gets going, we could take out maybe 68. We may even get to 69. Who knows? Anyway, that's the trade. That's all we've got.